Welcome back, everyone. I am Psycho Emerald. Today, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna be ranking all of the Captain America Flight Gear Build-A-Figure wave figures, the entire Disney Plus wave of Marvel Legends figures. I'm really excited to do this. I finally got my Scarlet Witch, and I'm really excited to do this. Finally built the whole Build-A-Figure. I have reviews for all of these up on the channel at this point. So definitely go check that out. Here's a playlist of all my Marvel and DC figure reviews, and you should be able to find all of those in there. And yeah, so for a nice fun send off to the series, I'm going to be doing a ranking here. So this is just my opinion. I'm just having fun. This is just supposed to be fun. I'm just having fun ranking these figures, talking about Marvel and action figures and stuff. So don't get nasty about it. If you have a different opinion than me, let me know. We're not all gonna have the same opinion. That's part of the fun. We can talk about, what we love about these characters and these figures in the comments down below. But I'm just gonna give you guys my personal opinion on which ones I like the most and which ones I don't like as much. I really love all of these though. No, I don't hate any of these. I love all these figures for what they are. This has been the most fun I've had on this channel by far, was reviewing all these figures, and reviewing this wave. So if you haven't seen those reviews, definitely go check them out. Also, I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers. I'm getting pretty close. So if you guys could help me by clicking that subscribe button if you're into this type of content, action figures and toy collecting and toy reviews, that's what I do on my channel. So if you're interested in that, please consider subscribing and help me reach my 200 subscriber goal. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's get into ranking these 7 Captain America Flight Gear Build-A-Figure Disney Plus wave figures. Wow, that's a mouthful. All right, here we go. Okay, so coming in 7th place is Baron Zemo. I don't hate this figure. It's just the one I was least excited about getting, and when I got it, I wasn't really super impressed. I don't hate it. Don't hate it. I really do like this figure. I really like the character, but there's definitely a lot left to be desired here. The head sculpt, this secondary head sculpt that I have on him right now, I just wanted to have that look from the 3rd episode where he had the golden pistol and the mask. So yeah, I thought this would be a cool pose, but yeah, I really do not like the shape of the mask. I really don't like the shape that this secondary head sculpt has. It does not look like what it looked like in the show. It definitely looks weird, and you can see there's like a gap right there. It doesn't pop all the way onto the neck, so that's an issue. And yeah, there's not a lot of paint detail on his costume. His whole outfit is very bland. There's a lot of sculpted detail in there, but they didn't really give some good paint in there to really bring out all the details. Then my personal one is missing a finger. You can see he has no trigger finger, so that's just mine. But yeah, a lot of little issues with this figure. Don't hate it. If it's your favorite, that's fine. This is just definitely my least favorite out of the wave. So let's move on to number 6. Coming in 6th place is John Walker, the U.S. agent. I really like this character. I'm a big fan of this character, but man, they could have done a lot better with this. They definitely rushed it out to get it released with the rest of the wave, which I'm fine with. Like I've said before, I'm happy. Like, they released this wave at the perfect time, when all these shows were just, really popular and all coming out and everyone was excited about them, me included. But they really could have done better with this. It really just comes down to like tiny little details. Like the A should not be on the helmet. That logo shouldn't be on the helmet in this version of the outfit. That should be black, I'm pretty sure. That silver star right there. And these should be, first of all, swapped to the red and black stripes, and then the black should be white. So to actually have this be an accurate U.S. agent, they definitely missed it. This is definitely just a Captain America figure turned black. While that is what John Walker said in the show, this is definitely not what I would want from this figure. It's an amazing sculpt. The articulation is all great. And if this was screen accurate, if they had just taken the time to change some of the details, I understand if they didn't have time for that. But if they had changed it and it was screen accurate, this easily could have been like my top favorite figures, maybe even number 1. But it's so down low on the list because they definitely missed the mark on a lot of these little details on it to make it a really cool version of John Walker being the U.S. agent that we saw at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. But that's just my opinion. I think they could have done a lot better with this figure. There's a lot holding it back, but so let's get on to number 5. Is Loki. So this definitely isn't the most interesting outfit they could have picked, but I think it works, and it's the best one to choose to avoid spoilers since this figure came out before the show did. I think the head sculpt looks really great. I think they definitely did well making the outfit for him. But my main issue is he doesn't come with any accessories. If he came with a couple of daggers, that would make it a lot more fun, because the way he is, he just kind of has to be standing there. But if he had a couple of daggers, that opens him up to, be able to do some more action poses. But the way he is, there's not really much you can do with the figure. You just kind of have him standing there. Also, mine had a bent leg, so I just kind of bent the leg at the knee to kind of hide that. But that's just my personal copy of the figure. So yeah, my opinion, I think they could have added a couple daggers and make this a little bit more fun to do some more action poses with. But the way it is, it's just kind of not super interesting figure. Not a bad figure by any means, just not super interesting. But let's move on to number 4. All right, so coming in at number 4 is Captain America. So I'm not ranking the Build-A-Figure. I'm not counting that. If I was ranking the Build-A-Figure against all these figures, that would just be unfair. This is like in a completely different league when it has all the wings and everything. But I'm not going to count that. So what I'm really ranking is just Captain America himself. So, yeah. This figure is really great. I really love seeing this in the show, and I knew it would translate well into figure form, and it definitely did, but you can definitely tell where they cut a little bit of corners. I don't know, maybe it's just all in my head, but they definitely cut some corners to make this figure more mass-produced. They produced more of this figure than any of the others, and you can... to me, it kind of comes across as the figure kind of having a cheap feel to it. That's just me, though. I noticed, the silvers look very dull and matte. Hasbro's been doing that lately, so I don't really know what's up with that. That's just my personal thing, is I like the silvers to be very bright and shiny, but, they've kind of been having this dull gray rather than a vibrant silver. But really, this figure is really good. It just kind of feels like it's a little bit cheap to me, and that's probably just because they produce so many of them. I don't really know where that feeling is coming from. Maybe it's just the type of plastic they used on the boots and the shield and everything just kind of feels a little bit cheap, but that's just the way I feel about it. If you guys really love this figure, I completely understand. It's really, really great, and I really love this figure as well. There's just a little bit holding it back, and it's probably all just in my head, but when I'm ranking these, I can't really put this guy over any of the ones to come on the list. So let's get into the top 3. Okay, coming in at number 3 is Vision. This figure is great. One minor issue, this is the only issue I have, is it's hard to have him, he can't actually, have his body just standing straight up because of his cape kind of weighing his upper body down, so it kind of weighs down on this joint, and he's always kind of leaning over. But that's my only issue with this figure. Other than that, it's completely flawless. The sculpt is amazing. There's so much detail in the sculpt. You kind of got to have it in hand to really get all that, but there's all the little texture on the suit and everything is just awesome. The head sculpt looks amazing. Very, very screen accurate. I really love that. The cape, translucent cape, very, very cool. And then, yeah, I can't really say much bad about this figure. It just comes down to personal preference. This guy's going to take my number 3 spot, just because I don't prefer him over the next 2 figures on this list. So let's go on to number 2. All right, so coming in second place is going to be the Winter Soldier. You guys thought I was going to put this guy at number 1, didn't you? Yeah, this guy's my favorite MCU character, and I think they did an amazing job with the head sculpt and doing all the details on the costume and everything. And of course, the arm is just perfect. That's awesome. But just minor issues, being that he is a little bit too small. When I put him next to U.S. Agent, you can see that. You can see he seems to be in a different scale almost. He's very small. It's not just he's too short. He's almost in SHF scale or something. He's a very small figure, and that's my main issue with it, is that when I have him next to Sam Wilson and John Walker, it doesn't really quite work. He looks a little bit too small. Not just too short, but too small, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's why I don't have this figure at my number 1, but you guys all know what I put at number 1 at this point. So let's get on to the number 1, my favorite figure from this wave. So my personal favorite figure from this wave, my number 1 ranked figure from the Captain America Disney Plus Flight Gear Build-A-Figure wave is Scarlet Witch. You guys saw this coming, didn't you? This is such a great figure. I waited for so long to get this, and it was totally worth the wait. It was so hard to find. This is the most sought after figure from the wave for sure, and I definitely understand why. It's super awesome to see Wanda Maximoff finally take on this style of costume very similar to the comic books in the MCU, so I'm very happy with it. The effect pieces just look so awesome. There's so many opportunities of poses you can do with this figure. The head sculpt looks pretty good. It doesn't look 100% spot on like Elizabeth Olsen, but it's very, very close, and it's close enough that it passes for me. And yeah, the whole costume looks amazing, and this is just such a great figure that was so worth the wait to finally get. And yeah, I can't really think of any problems with this figure other than the fact that the head sculpt isn't completely 100%, but really, you can't ask for too much with a $20 figure. This is like one of the best Marvel Legends, easily my favorite Marvel Legends figure in my collection, not just of the wave, but in my whole Marvel Legends collection, and one of the best Marvel Legends figures I've ever seen. So yeah, really love this figure, and it's definitely was worth the wait to finally get my hands on this one. So if you guys are still hunting this one down, keep trying. It'll be worth it once you finally get this figure. And this is my personal favorite from this wave. My number one is the Scarlet Witch. So let's get them all back out here, and I will give you guys my finishing thoughts. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. If your opinions are different than mine, I am totally okay with that. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to talk to you guys about, Marvel and the characters and the figures and all that. Sounds like a lot of fun. So let me know what your favorite figure from the wave is, or just give me your ranking of all of them. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun making all these reviews for you guys. This ranking video was a lot of fun to make. It's been quite a few months that this series has been spanning over, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I've had a lot of fun. This is the most fun I've had on the channel so far. So yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying it too. All of you guys who've been watching these videos, I've said this a lot, but thank you so much. And if you've watched to the end of this video, I really appreciate that too. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 200 subscribers, like I said. So subscribe if this is the type of content you like, action figure reviews and toy collecting and stuff like that. That's what my channel's about. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.